Ready to go. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport. We are live as the Cronulla Sharks play host to the Parramatta Eels here at Henson Park in Sydney for the first time since 1990, apparently, that they're playing some professional, big-time rugby league at this park. Now, I have to rush through these two-team lineups because we just finished up with the Indigenous versus Māori game, which was an unbelievable game, ended in a draw, 16-16, and that finished up right just now. So let's smash out the two-team lineups from this game. Do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new around here. And let's get into it. The Cronulla Sharks, they play host to the Parramatta Eels at Henson Park in Sydney. Now, the fullback is Riley Jones, with the wingers being Christian Dixon and Samuel Stonestreet. I'm interested why Liam Ison's not there. He was originally meant to be the fullback, but he's not now. Must have had an injury. But Riley Jones, fullback, Samuel Stonestreet and Christian Dixon are the wingers, and the centres are Chris Vieira and Michael Gabriel. 5'8" is Riley Pollard, with the halfback being Nivai Peru. The front row forwards are Braden Ueli and Thomas Hazelton, with the number 9 being Jaden Burrell. Back row, Billy Burns, Sissifa Talakai, and the 13 is Toby Rudolph, with the interchange being Bradley Fernley, Felix Fatili, and Harrison Hassett. They don't have the 17 on the screen right now. They actually don't have the 14 on the screen. No, the 14 is in the team. They just don't have the updated 17 based off of the out of Liam Ison. But the reserves are Samuel McCulloch, Jackson Lavender, Taj Ford, Xavier Cacciotti, Alex Challinor, Nikora Williams, John Tate Jr., Bethan Missa, Pharrell Gray, Thomas Dello, Oliver Lester, and Callum Grantham. That is the Sharks lineup. Now, they haven't come out on the field yet, which is good. So they are still waiting to come out the field. I've got still ads on watchnrl.com, so I'm sure that means they're not in the field yet. For the Eels, you have got the fullback Isaiah Iyongi, with the wingers being Jake Tungo and Bailey Simonson, centres of Will Penasini, the captain, and Sean Russell. The 5'8" is Josh Papali'i, and the halfback, Jonah Pez, the new man from the Melbourne Storm, who's only there for this year. The front row forwards are Sam Tuivaiti and Charlie Geimer. Number 9 is Riley Smith, with the back row being Kalma Twilangi and Kitioni Kautonga. 13 of Matt Dury. You go to the interchange, Saxon Pryke, Talon De Silva, Jordan Samrani, and Tinkham Brown. Interesting that De Silva is on the bench and Riley Smith is actually starting here. But the reserves are Appa Twiddle, Mohamed Alamadine, Richard Penasini, Araz Nanva, Lorenzo Talataina, Ronald Volkman, Ryder Talangi, Josiah Funa Luta, Will Latu, Manny Luke, and Lincoln Fletcher. These two teams still don't seem to be out here unless it's just not showing it on watchnrl.com. But currently speaking, they don't actually have the two teams having run out yet, even though the game was meant to start about 2 minutes ago. But let me know if that's wrong and watchnrl's just got it incorrect. But when you look at both these teams on paper, realistically, the Sharks are playing nobody here. They've got Hazelton, who features off of the bench for them. They've got Talakai, who has shaved his beard and looks very interesting compared. Not on Fox yet, thank you, Becky. Yeah, it still adds. It's weird because usually they're pretty good with the time, but maybe they've delayed this based off of the previous game of that Māori vs Indigenous one finishing up literally on the dot when this was meant to start, so maybe they've delayed it. But Sissifa Talakai, obviously a regular feature, looks very different with his shaved beard. Toby Rudolph is a regular feature, whether you like that or not. And that's about really it there for the Sharks. Samuel Stonestreet you see from time to time. Nivai Peru you see from time to time. But overall, this is a very second-string, third-string kind of Sharkies team. And then for the Parramatta Eels, on the hand, they're playing a stronger lineup. Isaiah Iyongi will be their fullback this year. You see plenty of Will Penasini and Sean Russell. You'll see plenty of Bailey Simonson, Joash Papali'i and Pezit. Obviously, Mitchell Moses not playing, but still pretty strong halves there. In regards to how much they've played. You've got Charlie Geimer, you'll see plenty of. Riley Smith, you'll see plenty of. Kalma Twilangi, Kitioni Kautonga, Matt Dury. Realistically speaking, the Eels have a much stronger lineup on paper. They're running out to the field now. The Eels have a much stronger lineup on paper, inclusive of Talon De Silva as well. And you'd be expecting them to win, but we have seen the Titans win this week when they did not have anywhere close to a full-strength roster in. Like it wasn't even relatively close in regards to rosters between the Redcliffe Dolphins and the Gold Coast Titans in regards to rosters. Plus also the Warriors versus Manly game. That was well and truly in favour of Manly, and obviously, well and truly in favour of the Warriors, and Manly obviously won that game. Don't even start me on the Dragons yesterday. What the absolute shit was that from the Dragons? What the absolute shit was that from the Dragons yesterday against the South Sydney Rabbitohs? So just because the Eels have a relatively stronger lineup here than the Sharks doesn't mean jack shit overall. But at the end of the day, we've got a little bit of fun to have to finish off the round of rugby league. We've been live for every single game this weekend. We'll be live every single game next weekend. And you know we'll never miss a game in 2026. So hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And don't forget, if you love your sport, tonight we have India vs Pakistan in a T20 World Cup for the ages. And that will be absolutely massive. But all right, Sharkies to kick this ball off. Parramatta to receive the ball at the 5. And I want people to drop their thought process about where these two teams finish this year. I think the Sharks are a very difficult team to read. I'm pretty confident on the Eels to improve. But with that being said, it does depend heavily on Mitchell Moses. He is clearly the guy there. So the live score has refreshed. Beautiful. And we are underway. Truly knowing says, go the Sharkies. I have my Sharkies apron on from Redbubble. Thanks, BKR. Yeah, get around. The old Sharks fan merchandise in the pinned comment. We've got all different teams. Or good offload there for the Eels. And I'll bring this ball to the 35. We've got all the different teams and all just different fan concepts for merchandise that we put in the pinned comments. But if you're a Sharks fan, it's in the pinned comment. If you're a fan of any other team, it's in the description. Everyone says Sharks are such a weird team. They are a weird team, mate, because they have been really good. They haven't really lost anybody, but from next year they lose a couple, and I don't know where they go from here if they don't go on to win the comp right now. And it feels like they're in a bit of a positive purgatory where they're really good, but they don't know how to be the best. Whilst you see from teams like the Dragons and the Cowboys where they've got like a pretty continuous team, but they don't know how to improve it and get into a good position. But they're also not the worst of worst. Dragons maybe fight that discussion yesterday. They might be one of the worst. But, you know, it seems like the Cowboys who can score, but they can't defend, and they just don't know where to go from here. They're a purgatory team. And then you've got teams like the Titans and Knights. Even though you've got positive directions for the Titans right now, you'd be thinking Bailey Simonson brings us by to the 20, where they're in that low purgatory, but you need that Kickstarter of a Justin Holbrook for the Knights and then a Josh Hannay for the Titans to really bring that positive and get out of purgatory kind of deal. But I don't think anybody could argue with me that Dragons and Cowboys are in weird purgatory positions, and I feel like the Sharks are in that really positive purgatory where they're not going to drop down a great deal, but also how do they actually go and win the comp? I don't know. I don't know how they do it. So first... for the Eels now, they're going to get this ball to the 45. I think this is actually third tackle. They don't have the tackle count on the screen as we speak. That was 4 tackle, and they're actually going to kick it on 4 tackle. A bomb comes up, and the Sharkies will grab it. It was meant to be Liam Ison, who I think is the breakout player with the Sharkies this year. But Riley Jones is the fullback now. I don't know what happened with Ison, but he is out of this game. Richard says over and Parra to win. I like the over, even though the Sharks are a good defensive side, but it's preseason. Be careful betting. Don't bet too much on preseason, man. You never know. You just never know what's going to go down in preseason. It's so hard to read, and you'll see one team in the first half and one team in the second half. Over 53 and Parra minus 5.5. Come on, the Eels. Yeah. Again, bro, be careful betting on preseason because it is just so loosey-goosey. Everyone no one knows anything. We watch every game, and trust me, no one knows anything. It's just like educated guesses and whatnot. In a regular season game, obviously you're tipping the Sharkies here, but neither one of these teams have got full strength by any means, and the Eels have a more strengthy team. We've seen plenty of strengthier teams go down this week. In the Dolphins over the Titans in their loss, the Warriors in their loss to Manly, and Dragons in their big loss to the Rabbitohs. Third tackle for the Eels, and they'll beat the 40. Boy, did I not miss watching Sean Russell. Yeah, well, Sean Russell's in, mate. He's firing up. I heard he just signed with the Tigers for 10 years. How do you feel about that, Mitchell? Marquee signing, mate. Oh, big hit. Big hit there from Braden Hamlin-Uele. Did he change his name, by the way? Braden Uele. Did he take away Hamlin? Oh, and the Eels are going to throw that ball over the sideline. There was a big contact there. I'm watching it now here. Good stuff. So, yeah, Samuel Stonestreet. Oh, geez, they've really come into contact with each other. I don't know if Samuel Stonestreet... Yeah, Stonestreet's going to be the one to knock this ball on before the throw over the sidelines. The Eels should get this ball. You watch your mouth. No, I did hear he's actually going to be captain as well, Mitchell. I heard that Sean Russell's captain, 10-year contract and lifetime membership for the West League Club out there at Campbelltown. or wherever your Leeds club is. I'm pretty certain the West Leeds club is out at Campbelltown, in it. So first tackle for the Eels, they're 12 metres away. Just a reminder for everybody watching, please don't take pre-season seriously unless you're a Titans fan because you're going to win the comp. They're going to get this ball to the wing. It's going to be Eels at the 10, but unless you're a Titans fan, please don't take the pre-season seriously because it's just pre-season. Who cares if you lose? Who cares if you win? Unless you're a Titans fan because we're never losing a game. Dan says, hi, hello Dan, get around ya. And George Papali'i, he'll be 5 metres out on 4 tackle. You just want to look at individual players and look at defensive structures, and Eels will be held just short of the line. Wow, fit tackle. Good defence here from Cronulla. Took 4 defenders to stop the big man. I think it was Tuivasa. Oh, that is absolutely awful defence there from whoever that idiot was that ran out of the line from the Sharks. Eels will score here. It's 4-0 with a kick to come. That is awful defence. Ty says, I forgot you're a Titans fan. I feel great sadness on your behalf. Well, Ty, that's unfortunate for you because we're undefeated right now. We've never lost a game in 2026, and I don't know if the Titans will ever lose a game ever again. Yeah, I don't know. So truly knowing, please don't drop the comment before you hear me commentate it. Where obviously we have people watching right now who use me as... who use me as the commentary, right? So we don't need you to drop the comment in the chat before I commentate it, because we do have people who use me as the commentary, please. How many people did you get to bite in that Instagram post? We got quite a bit of interaction on that Instagram post, and now we've got Ty crying about something. But the Titans may never lose a game again. You know, they may never lose a game ever again. So 4-0 here, 7 minutes into the first half. We haven't lost a game under Josh Hannay and never will. Might never will. Not even might, just won't. Just simply won't. So 33 minutes to go in the first half, and the Eels from the sideline will miss the kick. Paul says may not win a game again as well. That is entirely a possibility, Paul, but I'm going to lean with that being a 0.000.000.0 with an exclamation mark, in like a little top exclamation mark, and then at 0. I'm going to say that's that much of a percentage chance of happening, whilst for never losing a game ever again, I think it's about 74% and a half. 74.5%. Yeah. About 74.5%. So 7 minutes in, 4-0, and the Sharkies will kick this ball off. What a flog. Taxman would never. Taxman, he was the one who initiated the old missing of the kicks. He guaranteed would miss that. He would miss that by hitting one of the Penguins in Antarctica with a kick from that. Second tackle now for the Eels, and they get the offload away actually on first tackle. Great work, and Isaiah Yongi follows it up nicely. I do feel like Isaiah Yongi is the breakout for the Eels this year. Had a year of toughness, of struggling with the Eels outside of when Mitchell Moses was in. Was able to kill it when Moses was there, and now is his big time to shine in 2026. Fourth tackle now. Lagan says, can Lomax be blacklisted from this channel? Well, unfortunately, he is a big news story right now because he is a flog. So that's going to go over the sideline. No, it stays in the field of play. And it'll be Eels ball at fifth tackle on the 35. Lomax, 25. Lomax and the Storm CEO deserve all the criticism that they possibly can right now. Oh, the Eels are going to grab that out of thin air and throw the ball back onto the inside. They're going to score. Try time of Riley Smith. I don't know how this has ended up happening, but Riley Smith has ended up scoring. BL says Yongi's a gun. Yeah, look, I think last year, the interesting thing with Yongi is that he comes in and the Eels are awful. You know, so you have a trial by fire where you're coming from he came from the Panthers system, didn't he? Comes from the Panthers system, and it comes to the Eels, and the first bit of the season, you know, Moses is out, they're struggling, they're awful, they're down bottom of the table, and it's just so difficult for him. Then when Moses comes back, the Eels turn into a world beater kind of team. Yes, granted, it's when the back end of the season is on, and other teams aren't taking it too seriously. You're playing for pride. You can play a little bit more loosey-goosey, and you do see a lot of teams actually go on and win back at the season games, like your Titans, like your Tigers, like your Eels, for example, last year. So I don't think I want to bite too much into that, even though I do have positivity for the Eels this year. But the point is that he comes in hard slog into a really good amount of quality for the Eels at the back end. So he's had a really good transition into it. And then if Mitchell Moses maintains his high electric form in 2026 under Jason Riles and doesn't get injured, touch wood, that doesn't happen. We always want to see the best players on the field at all times. But provided he stays fit, Iyongi will feature massively for this Eels team, and I think that he'll have a huge season. And there we go. So that is going to be 10-4 here for the Eels. 10 minutes into the first half, 30 minutes to go in the first half. Guys, hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. Like I said, I reckon it's just the suited people in Melbourne that want him. Bellamy probably doesn't even want him. Disagree. I reckon Bellamy would want him. I think that anybody would want him because he's a great player. It's just unfortunate that he's a flog and doesn't want to take accountability for his own actions. Never has, never will. Zach Lomax refused to take accountability for his actions with fans. He's refused to take accountability for his actions with Dragons. He's refused to take accountability for his action with the Eels. And he refuses to take accountability for any of his actions wherever he's been at any point of his career. He blamed everybody else when he was for New South Wales. He's blamed everybody else at every point of his career. It's never Zach Lomax. It's never him. It's everybody else. There's a reason why before the fans have known all about it. For years and years and years within the industry, he's been well known as a complete tosser. So Zach Lomax is a guy that unfortunately just is very prolific in the NRL scene for all the wrong reasons. The Eels are going to get a 6 again here. They're actually away here. Sean Russell, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. He's going to score in the corner. It's 14-0 with a kick to come. And this is ultimately expected, guys. Look at the two team lineups on paper. But with that being said, it's a really good try there from Sean Russell. Really good try there from Sean Russell. And it's 14-0 with a kick to come. 29 minutes to go here in the first half. I start to question if he even pays his taxes on time anymore. Well, that's why he wanted to go to the UAE, mate, or Saudi Arabia, or wherever it is. Sean Russell throws a dummy, then gets away from a couple of tacklers and gets the 25, the 20, the 15, and backs himself rather than passing it out to the wing, and he will score. He will score. The winger there was Jake Tungo, but he doesn't get it to him. He just backs himself. Taxes on tick. What is it? Oh no, Dubai. Sorry, not Saudi Arabia. It's Dubai where it's tax free. For people who don't know, if you work in Dubai, it's tax free. Or the competition was based in Dubai, but you could, or the competition was based in like UAE or Saudi Arabia or whatever, but you could put your home location as wherever you wanted, basically saying you can put your home location in a country that taxes aren't necessary to be paid. But says this is a big year for Coach Riles. It is a big year for Jason Riles, but with that being said, it's only his second year. I don't know whether I'm buying too much into an end-of-season hype product from a team that was already out of the race for the top 8. I don't know. But I do have a good belief system behind the Eels this year. 16-0 for the Eels with 28 minutes to go of the first half. I just find it really odd that they've had a patch job here. Like, can anyone see the Eels winning the comp this year? No. Can anyone see the Eels making the 8 this year? Yes. But what do you do from 2027? Because you've signed one of your halves for just the year. You've only got a loan deal for Jonah Pezzett. So Jonah Pezzett next year goes to the Broncos. So let's assume you get some great motivation here, great momentum. You really drive through 2026 really, really well, and you're looking good for a prime run at the 2027 comp. And then you lose Jonah Pezzett, and you had a great season kind of deal. Like, for example, you go back and have it's a knock-on from the Eels off of the first tackle after points, and the Sharkies are going to get an attacking opportunity now, 15 metres out. You know, it's like Harry Grant at the Tigers. That was great that he went there and got them to 10th position that season and had a standing ovation, but, you know, the Tigers have been dog shit since. So what did it really benefit them? So Sharks will get 6 again, and Tommy Hazelton, he'll get the ball 5 metres away from the line. 5 metres out. Short ball into the Lions here. Sifatalakai, he will push. And he'll be 4 metres short. Second tackle. 13 minutes gone. 13 minutes gone. Push that to back now. Puru, he'll be 5 metres away. And they'll give it to Hazelton. He'll be 3 metres out. 4 tackle. Josh is good. Oh, he's a long way off, mate. Long way off, Josh Papali'i. I'd say there's been more bad attributes that I've seen from him than positive attributes, but like that, sure, like he could be that long-termer, but I wouldn't be banking in on it. And the Sharks will get taken on fit tackle at the 5. Joash has his moments, but he's a long way off, mate. I say the same thing about my own players like Zane Harrison. I love Zane, but he's still a long way off. First tackle. For example, you look good for a premiership in 2027 at the end of this year. You lose your 5/8, and then are you thinking that Joash Papali'i comes in and keeps the momentum rolling? I don't think so. Poor Bubba's moved to Puerto Rico because of taxes. His AJ fight was like 90 million, but it would have been cut to 35 if he was still in the US. Yeah, exactly right. There's a lot of countries around the world that have no taxes. And the kicking option from Riley Smith, he'll kick it to the 28 on the Sharks side of the field. 25 minutes to go the first half. And the Sharkies will get the ball. They've not been great here, though, the Sharkies. I don't think there's anything wrong with Josh Papali'i per se, Ty. I just think that he's very early in his career, and I haven't seen him explode to what I think. I just think that he doesn't read the game as much as I would like to see just yet. Again, this is very early, but we're talking about a premiership push in 2027, right? So where I'm taking my thought process right now is not actually on if Josh Papali'i is going to be good or not, but it's whether he's going to be good next year. Because Jonah Pezzet's only here for this year. Let's assume that the Eels have a fantastic year. They're not going to win a comp, but they look good for a 2027 comp. Now they're going to lose Jonah Pezzet. You're going to put Josh Papali'i in. Do you think now that by putting Josh Papali'i in, he is going to translate the exact same output from there to there? When Jonah Pezzet's played a bit more under a better system in the Storm as well, come across, done his thing, and now he's off to the Broncos, where he can play freely because he's got a locked-in contract. Sharks kick that ball up here to the 15, and Yongi will be taken out to the 15. Do you find the same output there? I'm not saying that it can't happen. I just think that he's a long way off. Nate Sharks coming to Sharkies. Yeah, well, I wouldn't get too excited and expect too much here today. The team list on paper is definitely in favour of the Eels by a long way. Back for the best competition in the world. Who's missed me? Jack, you've missed like 9 games this weekend, mate. you've come to the final game of the round. Zane Harrison is the next Nathan Cleary. Zane Harrison is the greatest player of all time. Greatest player of all time. So fit tackle. And Papali'i will put that ball down to the 10. And Riley Jones brings it out here to the 15. I'm just spewing Liam Eison's not playing, man, because he is my breakout this year. I honestly think Liam Eison could take over Will Kennedy by the end of the year as the Sharks fullback. Second tackle here for Cronulla at the 15. Kevin says, rebuild next year as Pezzett is leaving and Papali'i needs to connect with other players. I agree, but rebuild next year? I don't think so. Rebuild next year is crazy. Jason Riles has been there now for a year. He would have been there now for 2 years. You've got Mitchell Moses there. It's a 6 again for the Sharks at 35. You've got Mitchell Moses there. And you've got a solid team around him-ish. Like his Iongi is good. Your 2 through 5 is a little bit how you're going. I don't mind your forwards overall, but like I don't know, man. Like the Eels, they are going to be a tough team this year, but a rebuild's a crazy. Maybe a retinker. Retinker might be the right word to use. Dano says easy win for the Eels. Well, yeah, because it's a preseason game and the Sharks aren't playing anybody. The Sharks go to the left-hand side of Michael Gabriel. No, Sam Stonestreet, sorry, and he'll cut back into the 15 on fit tackle. You had Kale Iro as my breakout player? Well, that's just ridiculous because he's already broken out. Fit tackle. That's not a re-breakout or a breakout because he's already broken out, Kale Iro. What are you talking about? Jake's, I've been too busy crying over the Six Nations to be able to face the world until now. Ah, the old Scottish, eh? Woo-hoo! Go Scots. Cold and warm season. The Eels have. Yeah, I mean retinker. Yeah, I think retinker's the right word. A full rebuild is like a Titans and a Knights kind of deal, or what the Tigers have done. It hasn't really broken out. That is an absolute lie. That is absolutely off the chops a lie from you, Lagging. Kale Iro hasn't really broken out. That is an absolutely horrific take. Kale Iro is well known across the league. He is a fantastic player. In what world has Kale Iro not broken out? So first tackle here for the Eels. They'll go to 6 again at the 40. That is hilarious. The Eels are taken down at the 30 on second tackle. Kale Iro had his breakout season like a couple of years back, but it was very good. Yeah, it was mainly a couple of years back. 2 years ago or so now. It's gotten totally outplayed the Poms. Let's go, baby, fiery start. Entertain us, bro. It's a preseason. Look at the two teams on paper. Oh, no, guys, come on. Like, we're giving Eels the credit, but we've got Entertain House coming in. I know, because he's said that he's going to win the comp this year, and I know why he's doing this. Other Eels fans, you're probably quite realistic comparatively to this bloke, but this bloke came in here and was crying to us the other day saying the Eels are actually going to win the comp. So if you actually know me, you know that I don't have any high belief that the Titans are going to go and win the comp this year. You know, I'm just here to take the piss and have a bit of a laugh with it, right? But Entertain House genuinely believes this Eels team is going to win the comp this year, and I'm losing my mind already. So that's why when he comes in here, it just annoys me to see his name come with fiery start, because he's claiming right now that this is like proof that the Eels are going to win the comp. I know this guy. So whilst you may not see that in him, I see it in him. I know him, unfortunately. And he thinks that this 16-0 lead for Parramatta, with a much stronger team on paper than the Sharks, by a significant amount right now, is proof that the Eels are going to win the comp. And it's making me want to headbutt a wall, like just full on. And it's making me want to just put my head straight into a brick wall, because the delusion from Entertainer is unbelievable. I'm losing my mind. Already, Hayden. Already. You're making me lose my mind already. You're making me lose my mind already. Scott James with a $5 redo donation. Get around you, Scotty. This is 5%. Thanks for the live stream. Jesus Christ is King. God bless. Get around you, Scotty. Exactly right. Exactly right. Thank you very much for the dono, brother. Now we've got Nixon saying 2026 is our year. I can't believe it. I can't do it, lads. I can't do it. We're only in the preseason. Completion rate for the Sharkies, 100%. They'll take it. I think it'll be 15 metres out. Can't do it. Can't do it. Penalty. Can't do it. But anyway, so smash the like button. Zip, zip, man. Steve Ella says hi. Get around Steve Ella. What a man. He's a legend. Steve Ella's a legend of the game, mate. Absolute legend. Big Ella. Jake Lewis says everything Sharks do goes through Hines, who isn't playing amongst a bunch of other big players. This game, you can't judge anything. Can't judge nothing. But you can get, like, you can be happy behind the depth and whatnot. You can be happy behind the depth of it. Could you imagine if Steve Ella was actually watching and the first thing he sees of me is me losing my mind about an Eels fan saying they're going to win the comp? So the Sharkies, they'll get this ball to the 10. And we first tackle. And now Billy Burns. He'll be 8 metres away from the line on second tackle. 19 minutes to go the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Cronulla, Tom Hazelton. He'll get it off. Big run from... No, that's not Braden Hammond. Yeah, it was Braden Hammond-Ueli. Oh, it's Braden Ueli now, sorry. 6 again for the Sharks. They're 5 metres away from the line. 18 minutes out here from the end of the first half. Sharkies haven't really done too much in the old attack. Trust, bro. No, I'm not trusting Jack from Para. I hear every single year, Nixon, that you're going to be winning the year. Nixon, it's not this year, but maybe next year. I do think 2027, if they have a good enough year this year. No, Nixon. No, please. Don't do this. Don't do this, Parramatta fans, please. Let me just have a couple more weeks of the preseason before I have to deal with this, please. I'm begging. I'm actually just begging at this point, eh? They'll kick this through. It's going to be 6 again with the Sharks. 6 again. I got the script for 2026. Titans win the premiership. Sorry for the disappointment to you all. Yeah, on a reel, that's true, though. So first tackle now, Tom Hazelton. I do actually have the Eels to make the top 8, though. I do, right now. I think they do. I think they do. And now Hammond-Ueli. Again, Braden Ueli. He's taken away Hamlin. Braden Ueli at the 3. Jaden Beryl, short ball into the line. Sharkies! Held up over the line. Everyone says, Scott, that's not disappointing news. That's amazing news. It's amazing. It's incredible stuff. Dogs and Titans in the grand final. Sean, I'm so sorry to hear that because that obviously means you lose. It's funny how entertaining our existence just rolls up Blaze. It does. It does. It really does. He doesn't intentionally roll me up, but he just exists and it rolls me up because I know his intention behind it. Sharkies here, they're going to score. No, they're not. It's good defense from the Eels. And that'll be... So, Nixon, we don't need you to spam like banter, have a laugh, and talk shit, mate. And we get you're an Eels fan, mate. You don't need to spam the chat with how the Eels, right? Just involve yourself in the conversation, talk about the game, and talk about... You're going to have fun by saying you're going to win the comp, but not every single comment, right? Just relax in regards to the old spam. So, first tackle now for the Eels, and they'll go to the 25 on second tackle. It's been a good start for the Eels. You'll take a lot more away from this game from the Eels than you will from the Sharks, because they do have a lot more of those stronger players. Well, top 8, yeah, not top 4 this year. Who you got for the top 4 this year? You'll see my predictions not this Monday, but next Monday. Next Monday will be my preseason predictions video where I do my 1 through 17. I actually don't even know right now who I've got where. Very hard table. I think the top 4 isn't that hard, but I think outside of the top 4, it's actually very hard across the entirety of the comp. Bushka! Stormshrine smashing the tackle. Oh, but he gets up from it. Wow, he got absolutely smashed there by the number 3, which is Will Penasini. Looks a little bit different there with that hairstyle. But it was a huge hit. But he got up from it. Good on him. Good on him. Now third tackle for Cronulla. And they're going to be 15 metres away from their own line. And a mistake from the Sharkies will give the Eels another attack and opportunity here. A mistake from the Sharkies. Toby Rudolph comes off the field. Samuel Stonestreet, unfortunately, will knock that ball on. And the Eels will be 15 metres out from the line. John Shaw says, can't believe this is a shark would a shark would destroy an eel unless it's one of those electric type. John, you're going to send us down a dark path here in this chat if you start getting us to talk about mascots. But a shark would absolutely destroy an eel. And you know what? I think a shark also beats one of those electric eels too. I think it eats it. I just think it's like, you know how we have wasabi? Spicy wasabi? I feel like electrical eel is just like their version of spicy. So can the shark handle the spice of electric eel? That's the question I must ask you. But I feel like it's just like adding a little bit of wasabi to your sushi. That's the difference. So I'm going to back in the shark there either way. Either or, mate. Either or. Is there an injury here? Is that why we're waiting? Oh, his head has been slanted to the ground. Give it a week and Para fans will go back in their hole. Who do the Eels play next week in the preseason? Who do the Eels play next week in the preseason? They will play the Roosters. Well, I don't know about that, mate, because the Roosters, they don't give a shit about preseason whatsoever. Mate, Richard, when I think of people who get it, I think of Richard. Richard says the Titans would win the premiership without logic. You know, if you really think about it, you're really deep, but I think Richard's right. Richard's so right. Oh my gosh, Richard is so right. I'm proud of you, Richard. I'm proud of you for getting it. And then Ty says Titans are going to flatten the Sharks round 1. Haha, you see what I'm doing here, lads? The propaganda is working. The Titanic propaganda on BKRsport, it's working. First off, we had Ty come in here before and say, I'm so sorry you're a Titans fan. Now we've got Ty saying Titans are going to flatten the Sharks in round 1. The propaganda, I'm like a North Korean propaganda machine. But for the Gold Coast Titans, second tackle, now third tackle with the Eels, they're 5 metres out. And now the Eels will be 10 metres away on 4 tackle. Little bit of a misunderstanding from the NRL community, Jay, but I'll read that in a second. And 6 again for Parramatta. They're 10 metres away. Good ball through the line, and the Eels will score. The Eels will get the try. And this game is looking as good as done here, baby. As good as done here at the moment. The Eels, I'm not actually sure who this is because this is a new player here for the Eels. I'm actually not too sure who this is. Number 17, I think it is. Number 17 is Tim Cum Brown. Tim Cum Brown is the try scorer for Parramatta and is 20-0 with a kick to come, and it will be 20-0 any moment now with 13 and a half minutes to go in. So anyway, Jay, so this is what people didn't understand. In 2020, Steve Mitchell came out and said the Titans will win 4 premierships by 2030, right? 4 premierships by 2030. People didn't realise, though, that he actually stipulated 2 premierships in the men's and 2 premierships in the women's, which is still unrealistic in the men's and pretty unrealistic in the women's, but at least a lot more doable in the women's, but very unrealistic in the men's. But it wasn't 4 premierships for the men's. Everyone says Richard has been for a stream or 2 and makes more sense than Lagan. Richard gets it way more than Lagan. Lagan's never gotten anything in his life. And they will get the kick, and it's 22-0, 12.5 minutes to go. Hey, Blaze, where would you place the Knights this year? Cyrex, do you want my answer? Do you? I'm assuming you're a Knights fan, Cyrex. Do you want my answer? I ask you politely, do you want my answer? I ask you very politely. You know, like very, very soft-heartedly. Would you like me to answer your question? Cyrex says yes. You're not making it out of the bottom 4, that's for sure. No way. Not with what we saw yesterday. Not with what we saw yesterday from Sandon Smith and Dylan Brown, who were meant to be the saviours. No way. I'm an Eels fan, by the way. Well, you've just slandered the Knights. And fair enough. So now it's going to be first tackle for the Eels coming out of their own end at the 13. John Shaw says, thanks, mate, you're a funny guy. Is this legal union? I'm from UK but live in Thailand. Oh, good stuff. I was in Thailand last year. Actually got quite a few people who follow from Thailand. But this is Rugby League, mate. This is Rugby League. Being from the UK, well, if you're from Scotland, you would love your rugby union result last night. If you're from England, well then. Beautiful, mate. Go to West Indies. 4 tackle now for the Eels at the 35. Don't think you're a prick, Shauno. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's your wife's job. Yeah, look valid. Oh, no. What's Jack said? What's Jack done? We're not going to go too heavy into the predictions, guys. Next Monday. Not tomorrow, but next Monday, my preseason predictions will come out. And now the Sharks will bring this ball to the 25 on first tackle. If Team Cum isn't voted Name of the Year, it's the Scam Award. I knew someone would bring up his name, didn't I? I just knew it. I knew one of you weirdos would bring up Team Cum's name. Grow up. Grow up, Mitchell. Entertainers to show the game tosser. You can grow up too, Entertainer. 6 again for the Sharks, and they're going to be at the 45. I guarantee the Entertainers has done like 3 tequila shots at the thought that they're going to win the comp because of this preseason game. I guarantee it. He's probably vlogging himself doing a bunch of damn well fireball shots down the Parramatta Eels club. 10 minutes to go the first half here, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. And I'm so sorry that you have to put up with Entertainers. This is absolute drivel. And my dribble, but my dribble's more realistic with the Titans winning the comp undefeated. Oh, Titans break through. Not Titans. Sharks break through and they knock it on. They knock it on. This is what he's done. Here's a knock on. So the Eels will get the ball here at the 10. Okay, so do you like the stream or do you only like your own streams? That's a good point, Hayden. Have you hit the like button on the stream or do you only like your own streams? That is a very great question from Shay. I've just got some vanilla Coke, couldn't reply, I was driving. Yeah, we'll drive with this timeout, which you knew was coming. Drive with that one. You think I can't time out a moderator? You think I can't do it? This is fine tackle. Unless they're saying it's a late hit. Yeah, not bad. This is just going to be a lost challenge from Cronulla. Lost challenge. Gabaphonic says, should the Sharks fans be concerned, do you think? Bro, no way. No way, bro. There is... Like, let's compare the predicted lineup, right? Sharks predicted lineup 2026. Okay, we'll compare the 2 lineups. Mate, don't be concerned. whatsoever with a game like this. We are literally pre-season, and they're not playing many at all. All right, so Sharks. Okay, fullback William Kennedy this year, right? Or Liam Eisen. So their backup is actually Liam Eisen. Today they've got Riley Jones. The wingers are Christian Dixon and Samuel Stonestreet. Sharks wingers are Sione Katoa and Samuel Stonestreet there. But the only reason is because Mulatalo is injured, right? So it's Katoa and Stonestreet, but Mulatalo would normally be their guy. The centers are Jesse Raymond and Kale Leroy. Today is Chris Villa and Michael Gabriel. The 5'8" for today is Riley Pollard, and the halfback is Niva Peru. We all know who the halves are because they were just playing in the Multiverse All-Stars game, Multiverse Indigenous game, which is Braden Trindle and Nico Hines. The front row forwards are Adam Fanua-Blake and Oregon Kafusi. Neither are playing today. It's Braden Ueli, and Thomas Hazelton. The number 9, Jaden Beryl, is playing today. Their number 9 is Blake Brayley. The back row is Britt Nakora and Teague Wilton. We know Britt Nakora is playing the multi games just before. It's Billy Burns and Cesar Vitalikai, which is the strongest part of this Sharks team. But the predicted lineup would be Britt Nakora and Teague Wilton in their back row. And then the 13 is Jesse Colhoun, but their 13 is Toby Rudolph. And then you go to the interchange of Bradley Fernley, Phoenix Fatili, Harrison Hassett, and Samuel McCulloch. And then their bench would normally be Billy Burns, Cesar Vitalikai, Toby Rudolph, and Tom Hazelton, with the likes of potentially Mweni Hiroti or Nivai Peru. So that should tell you why the Sharks should not be concerned with this. Parramatta, if we go and have a look at the Eels' predicted lineup in comparison, Eels' predicted lineup compared. Eels' predicted lineup is, here we go. So fullback is Yonki. He is the fullback today. Wingers are Jake Tungo and Bailey Simonson. They've got Bailey Simonson. It's just that Addo Carr was playing today in New Zealand for the Māori game. And then, so Bailey Simonson is playing though. Will Penasini and Brian Kelly. Will Penasini is playing today. Brian Kelly obviously not. The 5'8" is Jonah Pezzett. He's playing today. Mitchell Moses, he's not playing today. They've got Jonah Pezzett there instead. Josh probably is the 6 instead. And then the forwards, Junior Bolo and Jack Williams. They don't have either of them. They've got Sam Tuivaiti and Charlie Geimer. But then the back row of Kitione Katonga and Kelma Tuilangi. Both of those guys are playing the game today. And the 13 is Jack DeBell, and he's not playing. It's Matt Dury instead. And the bench is Talon Da Silva, Dylan Walker, Sam Tuiviti, and Jermaine Hopgood. So, they've got a large portion of their team playing, whilst the Sharks have basically nobody, bro. So that's why they shouldn't be. Yes, they should be extremely concerned, Mitchell says. Thank you, mate. It's like day one of a test where everyone panics. It actually is, Jay. It is. Look, I get it, though. Not everyone can watch the game and watch the sport as much as we do here to have this understanding. I'm not saying they don't get what they're talking about, but not everyone can have the luxury to watch every single game like we do. So it would be a lot more concerning to hear about all these other results and then to feel like you're being left behind. But yeah, it's only pre-season. If you lose next week, if you lose round 1, then the signs will be going because you'll lose to the Titans. But next week, the Sharks will play the Raiders. Now, you'll both basically play a full-strength squad. The Sharks will have lost this week. The Raiders obviously won their game this week against the Storm. But that'll be an interesting game, second pre-season week. Next week will be a lot more care factor than this week. So 7 minutes to go in the first half. It's 22-0 to Parramatta, and they will get a penalty as well. Yeah, you've always got to remember that we always have the luxury of watching the games comparatively to other people. But there's no excuse if you watch every game. There's no excuse if you watch 75% minimum games and think that the preseason really matters. And there's 0% excuse for anybody who comes in here, hears me say the Titans are going to win the comp and actually believes that I'm being serious. Even though I am being serious, because they will win the comp. And they will never lose a game again. Am I laughing? I'm not laughing. I'm serious. So 4th tackle now for the Eels. They're at the 30. Taken down. No, knock on. The Sharkies will pick it up. And they'll bring it out to the 25 on first tackle. But no, it's good for people to ask those kind of questions, because if they didn't ask that question and didn't find the answer to should the Sharks be concerned, then they would go and kind of speak to other people about it and say, like, the Sharks are looking poor this year. They're looking really bad. You see them against the Eels on the weekend. And it's like, if you said that to me, I'd say, you're off your rocker, mate. It was a preseason game. Who gives a shit? But then other people were like, oh, okay, yeah, because they didn't watch it either. They'll take your advice on it, and then it will kind of pass around, and then you will get a general consensus that is not based off of reality, which is what you find a lot of the time with New South Wales. That's what you find a lot of the time with teams like the Eels overall. Because you do get people who don't watch the Eels, but then you'll get an Eels fan who'll kind of just say that how good the Eels are playing, and then everyone will believe that it's their year. Warriors is a great example of this as well. So that's why we encourage questions like that. And that's going to be Eels who get this ball to the 10 on first tackle. If we bring the real ladder back. So, Ibrahim, that ladder with the Titans on top only happens when the Titans can't do anything in the comp, mate. So, that only will be updated with the Titans being on top of the table for the whole season if we're, like, done for the year. Yeah, don't forget India-Pakistan T20 World Cup will be on later tonight for that one. We'll have about a 4-hour break in between this and that game, though. Forward tackle for the Eels. They get this ball to the 30. Talon the Silver now out here for the Eels. We fit tackle. No, great offload. Eels offloading game today's been good, but the Eels have been known as an offloading team for a good 3-4 years now. Maybe 4-5. Fit tackle. There is 4 minutes left here. I would love more games to be here at Henson Park. It's actually really cool. I love it, man. I love when they take these games to these kind of grounds. It just brings you back to a time when this is where all the games were. Yeah, 80 watching it, the like button. It's free all day. It is free all day. It's actually free all season long to hit the like button. Jay, I didn't know if you know that. Third tackle. We've got a discount on it. And Sharkies to the 50 on fourth tackle. Looks a lot like a Leichhardt Oval. Let me have a look again. I don't really see it. I guess you're right. Yeah, it does look a lot like Leichhardt Oval in a lot of ways. Because they've got those front seats and then they've got the hill at the back. But Leichhardt Oval is way closer to the field. So Leichhardt Oval, you don't get that massive gap that you can see between the fans and the playing field. Look over there where it's like a gap between the field and the fence. Leichhardt Oval, you're right there. You're right on the field. So that's the difference. Because this is like a round ground. You can play AFL, you can play cricket, you can play anything on this ground. Fit tackle 5 metres away here from the line with the Sharkies. Can they get over the line just once? He rolls the ball back. They'll kick that ball through. It's a good kick. It's going to be a dropout. It will be a dropout. Lagan, it's Leichhardt Oval rural. Answer very carefully here, Lagan. Answer very carefully. Very carefully. You're currently on a record of longest time without a timeout. Which is about 5 minutes or so. 2 minutes to go the first half. So Parramatta, this is their first drop out of the game. Oh no, hold on. I put up a post before. Did you guys see my Instagram story today of what's happening in India at the moment? So if you don't know this, in India, for the Cricket World Cup, the drinks they're giving away, like the drinks at stadiums they're giving, is refilled drinks from the leftovers of other people's drinks. Can you believe that? That's disgusting. The leftover of other people's drinks is what they're pouring to fill up other drinks. Oh my gosh, India really gets on my nerves at times. And I've been to India, and it gets on my nerves. Like, that's wild, mate. That's going to be a penalty here to the Sharkies. 15 metres out for, I think, offside. Yeah, if you look at my story on Instagram, Paul, at BKRsport, you'll see what I mean. They're literally refilling drinks to give to other people with people's leftover drinks. I did not, Joe. So first tackle now for the Sharkies. They're going to be 1 metre out from the line. 1 metre out. Love some backwash in my drink. Oh, come on, Jay. Did you have to give us that mental picture? Oh, good run. Set restart. 44 seconds left in the first half. Can the Sharks at least break through? They go short. Oh, little dummy run. 2 metres out. They go into the line again for another crash play. It will not be. Third tackle, 29 seconds left. Get out the back now to Niva Peru. Peru shot ball in the line. That's a try. The Sharkies will get over. The front rower, number 18 for Cronulla here. He will score right next to the post, and that is Samuel McCulloch. Samuel McCulloch with the try time. He will get it. They need to come up with something, and they do get it. It is 22-4 with the kick to come to make it 22-6 any moment now. Sean says, did you see that India is thinking about doing the same as Oz with YouTube? How is that going to work with 1.4 million humans? Yeah, we're going to change that million to billion with a B, Sean. A million to billion with a B. But do you mean like you can't... There's no ID system really in India. So how is that even possible? What, they want to limit under 16s from going on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. Is that what you're saying, the social media ban? It's impossible in India. It's impossible. You'll never be able to do it. There's no real ID system in India. They don't have IDs, really. There's no real thing as like IDs. There's too many people for IDs, really. So Sharkies from right in front to make it 22-6. And Puru will make the kick. 22-6 at halftime. Parramatta, they will take what it is. Obviously, a much stronger lineup for the Eels today than the Sharks. You will see two completely different teams play in the second half, but we will slap through these stats here to finish off that first half of play. Obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll read through the stats. We'll just briefly do it because at the end of the day, both of these teams will just completely change teams in the second half because it is a preseason trial. But Bailey Simonson, Riley Smith, Sean Russell, and Tinkham Brown will get there's 4 tries. They need 1 more try for a bonus point here, the Eels, while Samuel McCulloch will have 1 try. They're 3 from 4 conversions for the Eels, 1 from 1 for the Sharkies. We'll quickly go into the bonus points just immediately before we get to everything. So 1 more try for a bonus point. They're pretty much locked in surely for the 12 points. They'd be on 13. They're on 2 line breaks. They need 5+ line breaks for that, so 3 more line breaks for another bonus point. And offloads, they're on 6. They would need 4 more offloads for a bonus point here, the Eels. I'm sure they get that. So I would assume by the end of the day, they'll be at 12 points, not 13, because I don't think they'll get the line breaks there. Whilst the Sharks are on 1 try, so they would need 4 more tries. Even if you lose, you get bonus point, guys, so that's why I'm still reading it out. The Sharks need 4 more tries here. I doubt that happens. They would need 3 more line breaks as well, so that's doubtful. And the offloads, they're at 0, so they need 10 more, so that's also doubtful. Oh, the band in Australia doesn't use IDs either. I don't even know, man. I'm not in Australia, but I thought you had to have an ID for it and stuff like that to prove your age. Anyway, whatever. But I don't think the Sharks are going to get a bonus point today, guys. The only one they have a real big interest in is maybe the line breaks there. But outside of that, they're not getting the offloads. Parramatta only 3 offloads now. They're at 7 and updated too. But anyway, the other stats. So possession, 51% to the Sharks, 49% to the Eels. Time in possession is 14 minutes 40 for Cronulla, 13 minutes and 30 for the Eels, which is so disappointing for Sharks because they've had more ball, and yet look at what they're doing. They've actually got a better completion rate as well, 88%, 23 from 26. You've got a flat line of 80% that you need to be seeing. They're at 88%, whilst the Eels, they're at 77%. So they're under the marker, whilst the Sharks are well above the marker. 17 from 22 for the Eels, 23 from 26 there for the Sharks. Runs-wise, this is telling you the game right now. This tells you the significance and experience in this team. This is diabolical from the Sharks. 93 runs to 92. So they basically run the same amount of runs, but actually it's just 1 less run for the Eels. Well, the Eels have 100 more metres run 100 more metres run with the same amount of ball. It's now equal 93-93. Sharks 655 run metres. Eels 760 run metres. 105 extra metres with the exact same amount of runs is diabolical behaviour from Cronulla. And the post-contact metres is actually 19 in favour with the 204 post-contact for the Sharks, 180 post-contact for the Eels. That is diabolical behaviour in regards to the run metres, though, for the Eels compared to the Sharks. So the Eels are well and truly winning the run metres, but the post-contact is slightly in favour of the Sharkies there. Line breaks 2-2, both need 3 for a bonus point. Tackle breaks, a whopping 31 tackle breaks for the Eels, 21 for the Sharks. That is a lot of missed tackles in this game, folks. A lot of missed tackles in this preseason game. Now, average set distance, 25 and under. Diabolical. Turn the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is great. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. The Sharkies are at 27.93. So they're in the middle area. The middle area of disgusting. It's just not good. 27.93 is not hitting the flatline marker of 35% on a minimum. They're not even hitting 30 average set distance. That's really awful. And the Eels, they're underwhelming as well, 33.72, but at least it's 5 metres above where the Sharks are at. They're in the underwhelming category compared to the disgusting category. So both teams not doing too great there, but overall, Eels are in advantage again. Average play the ball speed. 3.2 and below is extremely fast. 3.21 to 3.2 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.3 to 3.4. Hold on. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. I've done a lot of streaming lately, guys, so forgive me, especially this weekend. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. 3.8 to 3.99 is a very extremely slow, and then 3.4 seconds and above is England levels of slow. The Sharks are at 3.54, which is in the average territory, whilst the Eels are at 3.24 on the fast territory there. They are going very fast, the Eels, whilst the Sharks average. Offload 7-0 Eels way, so they're getting way more offloads, and they're 3 away from a bonus point. Sharks with a bajillion more dummy passes, 21 to 5. Wow. And then we go to kick defusal, 71% for the Eels, 0% for the Sharks, with a force dropout of 1-0 Sharks way. Effective tackle percent is putrid here for Cronulla. 88% is the marker. 88%. 90% and above is great. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. And 85% and below is disgusting. The Sharks aren't even at 80%. They're at 79.72%. 173 tackles made for 31 missed tackles and 13 ineffective. The 31 missed tackles is just stupid. 15 to 17 missed tackles is the average amount of missed tackles in a half of rugby league. They're at 31. That's 14 more missed tackles than the highest of the average. It's awful. That is close enough to a bad tackle a minute. It's over a bad tackle every two minutes, though. It's ridiculous. That is an awful amount of missed tackles. And then with the ineffective tackles of 13, average is 5 to 7. They're at 13. So that's 6 above the highest of the ineffective tackle averages as well. So in that first half, they had 44 bad tackles. They had more than a bad tackle a minute. More than one bad tackle a minute is putrid. For the Eels, 89.33% positive there. That's hitting the marker. 201 tackles made for a whopping 23 missed tackles, but only 1 ineffective. So the 23 missed tackles is still 6 above the highest of the average of 17, but the ineffective tackles is 1. That's amazing. That is 4 underneath the average of 5 to 7 of the lowest. That's really good. So their defense is solid there. Parramatta, if they could limit those missed tackles, it'd be unbelievable. And then you go down to negative play. 3 and below on the errors is good. 4 to 6 is average, and 7 above is awful. Sharks at 3 is actually pretty decent, and 5 for the Eels is in the average. But it's surprising that the Eels have more errors here. Penalties conceded is 2 to the Eels, 1 to the Sharks. Ruck infringements is 5 against the Eels, 2 to the Sharks, and 2 inside 10 metres against the Eels, and 0 to the Sharks. So the Eels are obviously more ill-disciplined here. The Eels are obviously far more ill-disciplined in this game right now, and they've got a lot of work to do in regards to fixing their decision-making defensively, and in regards to setting the precedent and foundation of this game. But overall, this game should be just won by the Eels. You know, it just should be. They've already set up a 16-point lead. They'll play a lot of their youngsters now. They'll play a lot of the whatevers. coming through, trying to make a name for themselves, whilst the Sharks have done that the entirety of the game. So I would expect the Eels to just go and just win this game, whether it be a couple of tries for the Sharkies in the second half or for both teams, or the Eels run away with this one. At the end of the day, the Eels will just get the job done here, I would assume. Rugby League Therapy says sovereign citizens should move to India. They'd love it. I'm bang to India, mate. I don't know how many people would be able to fit in with the lifestyle of certain places. I could fit in with the lifestyle of Udaipur, but I wouldn't. But I could. There's certain areas of India where you could definitely fit in. But Delhi, no. Agra, no way. No way could you permanently move to Agra. There's no chance. There's no world that I could see a Westerner permanently living in Agra. Jaipur, I don't think so. I think it's incompatible. But Udaipur, maybe. Could see a world. I actually knew a couple of English older generation people who got stuck there during COVID. It's half time for everyone who's wondering, 22-6 Eels. But when I was in Udaipur, I was sitting at a cafe once, and for a couple of days, I was there for about three and a half weeks. And there was this older couple from England that I'd seen a couple of times, and we just got into chatting. And this one day, I was having breakfast, and the older lad came and sat next to me. And I love talking to older generation people because you learn so much. But he was talking about him and his wife, and they got stuck during COVID in Udaipur. And they got free accommodation because obviously they couldn't do anything, and it was just wild times, especially in India. But they ended up having to stay there for a good 8 months, and they said that they love it. They loved it. They're obsessed with it. It's compatible for Westerners and tourists to actually stay there permanently. That's how good Udaipur is, and I would agree with it from what I saw. But I also believe that would seriously come down to the people that I was with at the time. But overall, it's a great place. David Saul says just a preseason, no problem, Sharks. Yeah, no, it is. I don't think no problem, but it's fine. It's not like you're crying about it. You wouldn't be crying about it. Mitchell says based off what gets recommended to you, Sean, if videos get recommended that fits what someone under 16 would watch, then they'll ban you. Well, geez, what if someone likes watching? Man, if you did that in Asia, you'd be screwed because Asians love anime, and anime could be considered children's viewing in a lot of ways. There are going to be some animes that are full on and nowhere near children viewing, but surely from a YouTube perspective, how is it going to tell that you are not a young kid watching anime? I've never really been into it, but I know that the full on Asia, they just love it. So how would YouTube be able to tell the difference between a 40-year-old watching anime here in, say, Vietnam from, I know it's not happening in Vietnam, but 40-year-old in India from a 10-year-old watching it in India? Kevin says leftover drinks is disgusting. Kevin, how far behind the stream are you? I think you need to click on Go Live. We spoke about that dead set about 20 minutes ago. Still half time, by the way, guys. Still half time. Have you clicked on Go Live, Kevin? You got to click on Go Live. It 10,000% never happened in Thailand. Yeah, I doubt it. Thailand is trying to fix a lot of its reputation, though. It is. I hope that makes sense, Sean. I'm terrible explaining. I kind of get what you're trying to say. Basically, if you're watching a consistent amount of young children's program on their metrics of what they believe is young children programming, then you are then justifiably under 16 and you get banned. But then surely you could just go onto a VPN and change your location. He'll hear this in 30 minutes. Can someone comment in the chat telling Kevin to go live? Because he clearly is well behind right now. How's that 20 minutes? There's a random Knights fan here, and also a random Dragons fan here. But Knights is a bit more random overall. Now we've got a Bulldogs fan in the crowd. Sharkies are running out for the second half here, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. The Sharkies are out on the field. NRL Las Vegas. Yeah, he's still way behind, guys. I knew it. Kevin says, don't they wash the leftover drinks cups? Someone tell Kevin in the chat to click on Go Live. Kevin, I'm going to type this. You are 20 minutes behind in the live in the live chat. You're 20 minutes 20 minutes behind in the live chat. Oh boy. 22-6 here to the Eels. I think let us know when you're on live, Kevin. Let us know when you're on live, mate. So the Eels will kick this ball to the corner, and that will go to the Sharks at the 10. Kevin has watched all the ads. Yeah, maybe. Maybe YouTube's slapping you with ads recently. And now the Sharkies, they'll bring this ball to the 20. My bad, I'm on live now. You're all good, man. I just knew that you were so far behind because I was like, we spoke about the India drink situation about 20 minutes ago. Okay, well, now leave him alone, Lagan. You don't have to go too hard on him. Gee whiz. The guy was behind. He's not as behind in life as you are. 4 tackle now for the Sharkies. And they're going to be at the 30. And now he'll get to the 40 on fit tackle. And they'll kick this ball away. YouTube ads make it go behind. Yeah, YouTube been slapping it recently. He was still in front of Daz. Oh, Daz is still watching right now the Storm versus the Raiders preseason game. Daz is so far behind that he's about to find out that the Raiders are going to be given a false 6 again against the Roosters in the grand final. Sovereign citizen costume in Agra, Taj Mahal. Well, I know that Taj was in Agra, bro. I was there. I was there last year. It's a funny image to me. I love how you put Taj Mahal as if I don't know where Agra is. Bro, I just spoke to you about how Agra is very incompatible to live. I was there for 4 days, and that's 4 days too many, mate. Just go to Agra for the Taj. That is quite literally it. Outside of that, you do not need to be there. Great people, but isn't the Taj in Mumbai? Yeah, Laggett. Yeah. Let's just ignore the person currently talking who was literally in the last year been quite literally to Agra and the Taj Mahal, but let's just go against what he's saying and just randomly say that Mumbai is where the Taj Mahal is. Let's just do that. That's a great shout there, Lagan. That's a fantastic shout. 4 tackle now at the 25. Jade says, what's happening, Blaze? I'm at work, so I can't watch, but some Sharks fans in the comment section on my Insta are saying Ueli and Rudolph and Talakai aren't looking at all that fit. Is that accurate? Yeah, well, look, I wouldn't disagree with that, but also this Sharks team is well and truly... Oh, that was close to 40-20 there, but the Eels will get this ball back to the 25. The Eels have put out a much stronger lineup than the Sharks have today, whilst the Sharks have put out a very much weaker team. With that being said, bro, Toby Rudolph is a guy that I don't think should be still playing for the Sharks. He has too many awful games, way more awful games than he has great games for the Sharks, in my opinion. Yeah, he can have good moments, but I don't think that Toby Rudolph is good like he once was. Hamlin Ueli or Braden Ueli, I just don't even really think he gets enough going for the Sharks overall. Like, he has a good run here or there, but I don't see a spectacular amount anymore. And Talakai, he kind of coattails on the back of that early part of that season a couple of years ago, and then the Morgan Harper game. But he's not like the special player that he once was either. So yeah, I'll agree with their comments here, but I'm also looking more as an overall concern with those guys too. Taj Mahal Palace is in Mumbai. Oh no, Lagan. I'm not even going to respond, yeah. I'm not even going to respond. I'm not biting. Because I know that you're serious, and I know you're being real, but it's just not worth... It's just not worth the response here, unfortunately, for you, Lagan. So the Taj isn't in Afghanistan. Not in Afghanistan, Mitchell. But I'm pretty certain Mughal is Afghani. Is Mughal... No, Mughal-Afghan wars were a series of wars that took place in the 16th and 18th centuries between the Mughal Empire of India and different Afghan tribes. I swear Afghanistan... Did Afghanistan have an impact on Agra? I swear they did. I swear Afghanistan had an impact on Agra. Yes, Afghanistan had a significant impact on Agra, primarily during the medieval period when Afghan rulers established and developed the city as a major center of power. I knew it. I knew it. In 1504 to 1505, Sultan Sikandar Lodi, an Afghan ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, rebuilt. Oh, hold on a second. The Eels are really close here. The Eels are really close. First tackle, that's going to... No, they're at their own end of the field. Don't worry about that. Rebuilt Agra made it hit the seat of his government. This marked the beginning of Agra's prominence as a major city. I knew Afghanistan had a lot to do with Agra. This is what happens, guys, in games on this channel where it's not the most exhilarating, it's not the most unbelievable, undeniable kind of game. We do kind of get into a history lesson, really. We do find the history lesson does start to explode. But obviously, rugby league, when there's something happening, we do talk about it. Yes, Lag, and we're very well aware of the Taj, the Hotel Mumbai is what a lot of people call it because of what happened in a terrorist attack 20 odd years ago there where Pakistanis went and shot up the Taj, unfortunately. And that is a fact of what happened. It's a great movie if you want to watch it. Called The Taj, got Dev Patel. Dev Patel as the lead actor there. But no, I'm very well aware of that, bro. But we're talking about the actual Taj Mahal itself, not the hotel. Not the palace. So it's going to be second tackle with the Sharkies at the 20. G'day everyone, how are you all? Sorry, a bit late to the show today, just got up. Well, we've got a big game tonight, Gary. Big game tonight, and that's Pakistan versus India in the T20 World Cup. But the Māori versus Indigenous game was awesome. It was 16-16. It was a draw. And in this game, obviously, Eels stronger lineup, Sharkies not too strong of a lineup, and you would assume the Eels just go away with the win here unless the Sharks can fire up and find a way to turn this bad boy around. Will Watchalong be fullback if Pups is retired? Well, Pups is currently retired. So, yes. I love drinking flat cokes. Why have you randomly dropped that comment in there? Why? That's weird too. Second tackle, knock on from the Eels. And it's a penalty as well. Well, he's offside. It should be actually a penalty. But it will definitely be a knock on. Jonah Pezzett has come off the field here for the Eels. Not injured. It's just that you've seen that Pezzett and Yongi is off the field. Sean says, Gary, you liked the rugby last night? Yeah, rugby was pretty good last night. Rugby Union. Six Nations, fantastic stuff last night for the English. Heard they had a great game against Scotland. I remember when we got clowned for losing to Scotland, I think it was last year, by the English. Wonder how they're feeling today. And Liam has gone a different pathway with his comment about the flat coke. Different pathway. So the Sharkies, they will be 20 metres away from the Eels line. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have been able to sleep tonight without knowing that, to be fair, Mitchell, so thank you very much for it. Sharks, 15 metres out. They get the offload away to Jaden Beryl. Thought about going for a kick over the top. It'll be second tackle for Cronulla. They'll be 10 metres away from the line. Jaden Beryl gives it to Toby Rudolph. He'll be 9 metres out. Third tackle. Niva Peru, sorry. They kick this ball into the corner, and that's way too hard. And that will be a 7 tackle set for the Eels. That is absolutely ridiculously too hard. Origin, New South Wales or Queensland? Oh, bro, I'm not going through 1, 6, 7, and 9. We're not going through a whole predicted team lineup for the Origin. Bro, how are we talking about Origin? It's the 15th of February. We're in February. How do you even have Origin on your mind right now? I don't have Origin even on my mind until midway through April. Like, maybe late March at a push, but midway through April is when I'll start thinking about Origin. How are you thinking about Origin midway through February in the first week of preseason? How are you getting into Origin chatter in the first week of preseason? Oh no, the Eels are going to get away here. They're going to get this ball to the 30 and they're going to lose the ball. Knock on. 30 minutes to go here, the game, guys. 30 minutes to go the game. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'll be live for every rugby league game next weekend. You've got an early one. An early one on Friday morning with us, guys. A very early one as the Broncos take on Hull at a stupid early time slot. Stupid. Like, stupid early time slot. It will be World Club Challenge, 2:30 a.m. my time, so that's 4:30 a.m. in 5:30 a.m. Queensland, 6:30 a.m. in New South Wales, and 8:30 a.m. in New Zealand for the Hull versus Broncos game. Is there a game on Thursday night next week? Is there a game? There is not. There is no Thursday night game. It's just the Friday of the Warriors Dolphins. Is Burton okay after injuring himself in the trials of the Dogs? Actually, I didn't hear about that. Doggies fans, what happened? Matt Burton, I know that obviously he did potential hammy. Matt Burton in doubt for the Las Vegas clash after hamstring injury in trial, yeah. Apparently Burton might be out of it. I don't think it's a long-term one. Maybe he just misses Vegas. Maybe that's it. So the Sharkies, they will get this ball through to 30. Great run by the number 16. Wow, he's a big boy. Who's this number 16? He's a big boy, this number 16. Felix Fatilli. Huge. Sharkies, 4 tackle, 8 metres out. Wow, Vossi's going to bring up the word blowtorch. 6 again for the Sharkies here, 3 metres out. That is hilarious. Voss, I see you, bro. I see you saying that they're looking to blow up the blowtorch. Turn up the blowtorch in this game. Vossi, I see you, bro, in the commentary. So 3 metres out, second tackle. And Sharkies will just go down 5 metres out. This is not great attack here. Jaden Beryl off to Nivai Peru. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Knock on. Sharks have been in the attack in 20, 36 tackles. Eels have been here, 14 tackles, and they're 22-6. Tice, does anyone know if Tamati Martin is sweet? It's a great question. I'll go Google it. They didn't actually give us any more of an update, but I'll go Google it to see for you. Tamati Martin leaves the field. Oh, they're just showing us the highlight of that. There's no real news of anything, bro. Warriors playmaker Tamati Martin limps off in Māori All-Stars draw against Indigenous All-Stars in Hamilton. Warriors halves conundrum for the start of the NRL season could have yet another twist after Tamati Martin limped off early in the Māori All-Stars dramatic 16-16 draw. Coach Andrew Webster's heart would have been in his mouth having had his side come through their trial loss to Manly injury-free in Napier a day earlier. But then seeing another potential problem unfold 24 hours later. I can't read the rest of the article because they're a bunch of cucks and are forcing you to pay to read it. So it's going to be third tackle now for the Sharks, and they're going to be 10 metres out. So anyway, no massive news on that just yet. Lagan says Voss with the ball knowledge. Turn the blowtorch up on the Eels, apparently. Oh, over the sideline from Cronulla. Over the sideline, and the Eels will get the ball back here at the 15. Levi says hi. Hello, Levi. Sharkies throw the ball over the sideline. How long is the RF out with hamstring sharpness? How long is the ref out with hamstring sharpness the rest of the year? No, he probably won't referee until, at the very least, the second week of round 1, or probably round 2, Adam G. He's obviously not refereeing Vegas. And now it will be Eels who get the ball at the 28. And they will receive a penalty. It's talking about how there's plenty of rest now coming up for the rest of the main starters for both these teams. Trade? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, champion? Well, the Eels will get this ball to the halfway point. 26 minutes left here of the first week of preseason. Highlands says hello. Kiwis no good last night, mate. Kiwis no good. No good last night. Eels into the line. They're 35 metres away on third tackle. This is up the Eels. So, Nixon, brother, I'm going to ask you. We get you're an Eels fan, right? You well and surely support the Eels. We get that. Why don't you actually just involve yourself in the conversation rather than just telling us Eels? every comment that you just drop all the time. You know you can just involve yourself actually in a conversation, right? The Eels will get taken over the try line. That is 26-6 with a kick to come. Try time for the Eels, and they'll be 26-6 with a kick to come. Money Martin should be fine for round 1. I read on Fox Sports. Oh, I haven't seen anything. that says that. Warriors half leaves with injury. I've just got like video highlights. There's nothing that I can see that says he's going to be good. Sam Jenko will trade with you. Yeah, Jenko loves a good trade. Loves the colour pink too. So if it's something pink, then you can trade that with him for sure. Who do you go for? I go for the mighty Danwell Gold Coast Titans. Well, Nixon, you're going to get timed out, mate. You're going to get timed out because, unfortunately, you don't know how to read a room, champion. Just put on that Cocomelon bullshit. That will keep him quiet. Yeah, chuck the Cocomelon on. Good try. 26-6. So, yeah, Nixon, please just come back when you're able to have a conversation above the level of an IQ of a potato. Oh, what's happening with WatchNRL.com right now? WatchNRL.com is spewing up a little bit. New Zealand aren't making a pass to Super 8 without bowling. Well, Lockie Ferguson's gone back. Anyway, we're not going to get into a deep chat about the cricket right now. We'll talk about cricket on the Pakistan vs India game tonight. But Lockie Ferguson also has to go back to New Zealand with a baby. His baby is born, so he had to come back. So that's a big loss there in the bowling department. That is a big old loss. What's happening with Watch NRL? Okay, we're back. Wait, what? Watch NRL is having a meltdown right now. It's showing the score at 22-6. Okay, now I can click on go live. That was weird. Yeah, okay, so now it's, I think, live, and they're showing after the Jordan Samrani try, and the kick's coming up from the sideline. Have you guys already seen the kick from the sideline yet? Yeah, okay, so he's got it. It's 28-6. Oh, no, I don't think he got it. It's 28-6, and now I'm live again, 24 minutes ago. So the Eels will get this ball to the 15. What's happening with Watch NRL? There's obviously nothing wrong with my internet. Watch NRL is just making mistakes right now. Gary, thanks to you, Blaze. My wife overheard you talking about the best exotic Marigold Hotel yesterday, and now I have to watch it today. It's a great movie, Gary. You'll love it. You'll love it. And then there's a second one. Hey, Mrs. Gary Douche, if you're listening, well, there's a second best exotic Marigold Hotel as well. There's two of them. You'll love it. It might even convince you to go to India. You might actually really love it, eh? Gary, you'll thank me after you watch it. Second one's not as good as the first, but they're both very good. Alright, so the Sharkies are at the 15. And now they get this ball to the 20 on first tackle. 23 minutes to go. I hope that Mrs. Gary Douche was able to hear that. So Sharkies at the 24. Now they'll be at the 30 on third tackle. 23 minutes left here. Oh, Zach Laban copped the charge. Wow, Jacob Laban copped... No, wait, hold on a second. They said Laban? Laban doesn't play for the Dragons. Who did they just say in the commentary? Someone's out of Vegas. That's either a Knights player, a Bulldogs player, a Dragons player, or a Cowboys player. Who are they talking about? I heard Laban. But he plays for the Warriors. Unless he's switched teams, has he? No, he's second round for the Warriors. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing convinces me more to go to India than backwash drinks. Yeah, it's great stuff. Great stuff, that. Alright, so fourth tackle now. And that'll be a knock on from Parramatta. That will be a knock on. Laban definitely not going to Vegas. Yeah, I didn't think Laban was going to Vegas, but they're just talking about someone who just... It sounded like they said Laban, but someone picked up a picked up a charge and is now out of Vegas. But I thought he said Laban. I was like, well, one, Laban's not going to Vegas anyway because the Warriors aren't playing. And also, two, Laban probably wouldn't even play for the Warriors anyway. Oh, lay butt from the Cowboys. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Lay butt from the Cowboys. So first tackle, 20 minutes to go. Here the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. She did. Good. Very good. Very good. Also, really, really nice to have you on the Gold Coast Titans bandwagon for 2026, Mrs. Gary Douche. Very nice. Too bad Gary, he's on the Manly Seagulls, the Manly Shingles. Not the old Manly Shingles. But we're very pleased to have you on board the Gold Coast Titans bandwagon. Here you guys went to the Gold Coast and found it amazing. Well, listen, Gary's already down the shitter with Manly Seagulls, so you're going to have to get on the Gold Coast Titans with us all. Everyone else is. Gary's the only person on Manly. Only one in the whole world. And the Eels will get the ball out of the in goal, and they'll actually get taken back in the in goal. So it's going to be a dropout. It'll be a dropout. Oh, Warriors easy win the comp, eh? Yeah, well, you had a pretty strong team against Manly, and how'd you go? How'd you go, Highlands fan? They didn't play anybody. You played a whole bunch. Didn't look great. Don't know about that one. Mountain Dew scrambled eggs is yikes, Jay. Yikes. So he goes up. He's in the field of play. He hasn't made the tackle in air, so that's fine. And then he'll come back in the in goal. There's nothing wrong with the... He's going for the ball, and then he doesn't go to complete the tackle. Yeah, he does for the field of play. Both players competing for the ball, that's fine, yeah. And then he'll be taken in goal there, and will the ball hit the ground? Where's the ball carrying arm? If it hits the ground, there's a dropout. They're challenging to see if it's a dropout or if it's the ball to one. Does it hit the ground here? Yeah, it's up, it's up, it's up. No, he's going to be out. It's going to be in the infield. He'll be out of in the field of play. Rugby Therapy says, fullback stock's too weak for a Waz Prem. There's a lot that's too weak for a Waz Prem, man. Unfortunately, their attack is just not where it needs to be. Even when they had Luke Metcalf, they were still 11th or so on the attack. Even when they were in the top four, they were still 11th or so for attack. It wasn't their attack that was winning them games. It was their defense that was winning them games. It's a fact. Go check it out. So first tackle. Oh, wow. There was a late hit there. And there's a biffo here. There's an actual biffo here. There's a biffo here. Why are they still playing the game? There's clearly a biffo. He resented the tackle. And there is actually a little bit of a push and shove here, a little bit of biffo. My son has moved to Bondi now. I'm so sorry to hear, Gary. So sorry. Should have moved to Gold Coast. Oh, so now you're a Roosters fan. It's like, what are you trying to say, Gary? Get off it. No, you get off it, Gary. No, we're never, no. Not happening, guys. Not happening, guys, if you think even for a slight second that I'm going to allow you to just switch to a Roosters. You can't just switch based off of where your son lives. It's not humanly possible. It's not possible. You can't do that. You make your decision right now, Gary. You make your decision right now. Are you a Titans fan or are you a Gold Coast Titans fan? That's it. You can't switch. And it's a penalty to the Sharks. Penalty to the Sharks. Gary says, no, mate, pick a team and stick to it. Titans all the way. Exactly right, Gary. Yeah, don't be a latte, Sibba. Did he throw a punch? No, they just push and shove. So Sharkies will get the penalty from that. And they're going to be 20 metres out from the line. She wants to carry the Dogs. You don't want to get on the Dogs. No one wants to get on the Dogs. Second tackle at 10 metres away. Because of his pass, mate. Pretty piece poor. I don't know what's happening there. But there's going to be a mistake from the Sharks. And the Eels will get the ball at 10. No, Highlanders, you said that you only support them when they're at home, mate. The chat confirms it, dude. It wasn't me. You said that you only support the Warriors when they are at home. You said it. You. Not me. You. you. Coconut coffee in Bankstown. There probably, no, there's not many Vietnamese in Bankstown. I would say the Vietnamese would be more, as we saw in like Parramatta. Where'd they say? Vietnamese in Sydney. Would be Vietnamese suburbs in Sydney. Is like Canley Heights, Canley Vale, Parramatta West, and Bankstown. Maybe you do get a bit of coconut coffee in Bulldogs territory. Man, I didn't know that Bankstown was a Vietnamese, a popular place in Sydney for Vietnamese. And the Eels will knock it on. Fairfield, yeah. Fairfield. That is a confirmed statement, exactly right, Seb. And by the way, Seb, just a real quick question here. Just want to put my hand up. Can I ask you a quick question here, Seb Watson? I just want to ask you one quick question, but I will wait for you to allow me to do it. Just put my hand up here like a good little boy. And I want to ask you a question, Seb Watson. So can I please ask you it? He said Bankstown. Yeah, Bankstown for sure, Shauna. Bankstown for sure. So 17 and a half minutes to go. Here, Seb says, go on, sir. Thank you, Seb. So my question here is, do you reckon Scotland's a pretty good rugby team? Do you reckon that out of all the rugby teams in the world, that Scotland's pretty good? And if so, do you reckon England would beat them if they played each other? I just need to know. So third tackle over the Sharkies, and they're 28 metres away here from the line. Who's this twat with the blue jacket walking his dog? That would be each way elbow, mate. That would be our idiot Prime Minister. Fifth tackle over the Sharks, and they're 10 metres away. Yeah, Bankstown got a lot of Vietnamese restaurants. Yeah, fair enough. Sharkies here. They might score. No, they'll be... He's claiming it. No, I think it'll be held up. It's going to be a change over the 10. Oh, centimetres short. Centimetres short. Based on them being the best in the world at cricket, I'd assume that must be the same for rugby. That's a lie, Seb Watson. Jersey is the best in the world at cricket, actually. Jersey is the best in the world at cricket because they beat Scotland. But in rugby union, I think they might be all right at rugby union because they beat England last night. So they beat England. Third tackle now for the Eels at the 22. Everyone says Broncos in second. You deserve that. Who said Broncos in second? Broncos in... What? What the shit, Highlanders? Time out for 5 minutes. There's no... No, that's a 5 minute timeout worthy. What is team I support? 1 Wars, 2 Broncos, 3 Gold Cost. And what's a Gold Cost for starters? I know Gold Coast, but what's a Gold Cost? Eels will knock that ball on. It's going to be Sharks ball. Kevin says, I need to watch Hotel Mumbai. Is it a good movie to watch, please? Oh, it's a fantastic movie. You'll cry, though. It's a really emotional movie, mate. It's a really brutal movie to watch because it's all true. But it's an amazing movie. And Dev Patel is one of my favourite actors, man. If you've watched the movie Lion before, that's an incredible movie. It's got Nicole Kidman in it and Dev Patel is the main actor and whatnot. Amazing movie. That true story as well. But yeah, Hotel Mumbai is a very sad but important movie to watch, is what I would say. Samson, I want to apologise from yesterday. You're all right. Day to move. You're right, mate. You just got to read the room. You just got to read the room, enjoy the chat, get involved in the conversation. Don't spam. You get used to it over time, mate. So yeah, don't go down the wrong pathway. Gold costs around 7k per ounce. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. 7k per ounce. We love that. So fifth tackle at 25. They get the quick play of the ball, put it up in the air, chase through, knocked back, maybe from the Sharkies. No, it's going to be a knock on. Lock on, last tackle. 14 and a half left here. Well, guys, I want you to drop a comment in the chat and be honest with it. Who do you think was the most impressive team? The most impressive team that you watched in the first week of preseason? Who do you think is going to come out preseason looking like they were the big dogs? And why was it the Gold Coast Titans? Gold was cheaper than an Oz of weed back in my day. Stupid me bought weed. Could you imagine? Yeah, but think about Bitcoin, you know. Think about like how cheap that was, let alone gold. It's always in hindsight. Eels will get this ball to the 35 on third tackle. Oh, YouTube hiding. Sean's coming again. No, we're at the 50 on fourth tackle here, Parramatta. Oh, you were saying Sean knows in regards to... oh, that's good tackle. Fifth tackle at 45. Sean knows in regards to the goal price. Siplin says, we are in absolute shambles in Scotland. We can barely ever win in that shithole. Well, Olivia's in Scotland right now. She was at the pub watching the game last night. She was shine as Scotland pumped. Tay says, I missed that one period where Talakai would score 500 times a game. That's the Morgan Harper game, yeah. It's the game that he had Morgan Harper in defence, and it's really unfortunate for Morgan Harper. He's a very, very much like Patrick Herbert. They're actually really comparable because Patrick Herbert was actually a really good player. He was one of the Titans' best in 2021, but then the moment happened against the Roosters where he didn't pass the ball, and everyone only remembers him for that moment. And you're just like, well, that's shit else. But he is a much better player than what that moment showed. Couldn't come back from that in his career. Morgan Harper was very same. He was actually pretty good. Defensively pretty good. Tackle-wise pretty good. He put in a good shift throughout games, and overall, I liked what I saw. But then the CSF and Talakai game happened. He got absolutely slaughtered. 4 tries and a half or whatever it was, and the Sharks just dominated him, and Talakai made him his bitch. Like, that was ridiculous, that game. Morgan Harper never came back from that moment. So Paddy Herbert and Morgan Harper are very similar, where they were actually really good before a big game hit them, and then since then, gone. Because Morgan Harper, I met him in Mudgee. Very nice dude, man. Very nice dude. Had all the time in the world. He was actually, it was after the Titans-Manly game when Manly ran through us with Tom Trbojevic in the 2021 season. And I was out there and he was helping an old man in a wheelchair, old lady in a wheelchair, get to a car or something with her family and all that type of stuff. It was just really nice, man. And you don't see that from a lot of players. I've been around a lot of players and a lot of teams and seen a lot of stuff with clowns like Zach Lomax, but luckily Morgan Harper kind of people, you know, bring the faith back into, you know, they're not just all egotistical wankers. You've actually got some really good humans here. And that's why I feel for Paddy Herbert, because he was also very nice and very not so much egotistical. And yeah, those kind of players are the ones that get caught out. Sharks will get taken back in the air goal, be a dropout. Kevin, with some Panthers juvenile team, have a look at yourself. Oh no, here we go. Kevin says, most impressive Cowboys. No way. Come on. Have a look at yourself is so funny. Have a look at yourself is so funny. Kevin, you're off your rocker, bro. You're off your rocker, mate. The Cowboys played a full-strength team. The Panthers played literally nobody that will feature in their 17. Like, literally nobody. Like, literally, it was a full-strength Cowboys team up against nobody for the Panthers. Nobody. So, 10 minutes to go here at the game, guys. It's 28-6 to the Eels. It's been a little bit of a flip-floppy game. Nothing too spectacular has happened. But at the end of the day, you know, we've still been here and seen the Eels put on a bit of a crack in that first half. And they might score again here. No, they will go over the sideline. No, they're going to be just short. Third tackle, 2 metres out. Tyson's Cow Street like a finals game. Yeah, correct. But like literally look at the Panthers lineup and look at the Cowboys lineup and you can see why the score was what it was. It's what the Dragons should have been doing the Rabbitohs yesterday. Most disappointing team of the week is the Dragons. Oh, that's a good try. That's a really nice try there from the Eels. Number 18 here for the Eels, and that is going to be Upper Twiddle. Upper Twiddle will score. Oh, what the young fullback here? Oh, it's the young fullback who got that ball passed, and it is. Wait, who are you talking about? Who are they talking about? Will Larch is the one that gets the ball back. Yeah, Twiddle. Upper Twiddle is the one that's playing the fullback at the moment, and he's the one who scored. Geez, Eels might actually make the top 8 this year. Don't start, Logan. Don't do this. Don't do this, please. West Indies beat Nepal by 9 wickets for 28 balls. Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not surprised. Remember when Shatish was trying to tell us that Nepal would beat the West Indies? I said, no. I said, nah, what's the next game? Oh, USA versus Namibia. Come on, the Americans. Go on, Venge Skull quick. Go on, Venge Skull quick, you animal. He's an animal, that bloke. It was 16-16, Gary. It was a draw between the Māori and the Indigenous. There's no extra time in the All-Stars game. 8.5 minutes left. Who the biggest Gronk in the NRL, and is it Matt Lodge? Zach Lomax. Eels will get the conversion, and it is 34-6 with 8 minutes to go of the game. I think if you're asking me in terms of recently, Ty, it is Zach Lomax. If you're asking me in the last 10 years, it would probably be Matt Lodge. And if you're asking me if in history, it's probably Zach Lomax. As Seb says, I know and you know you didn't type that as a joke, so just settle down. Oh, did he try and say the Cowboys thing was a joke? Peter says Patrick Herbert has signed with the Tigers. Hopefully Benji brings the best out of him. Love it, Peter. Love it. I saw him play yesterday for the Tigers against the Roosters, and obviously they got a massive win. I don't think that he did anything exceptional, but overall I'm super proud of him and super happy for him that he is at the Tigers. I remember when I was doing stuff with the Titans, right? I went to a preseason training that was in Seabus, and no one was allowed to go to it, right? But obviously I had quite good connections. So I was inside the stadium and I was doing like a pre-interview or whatever for the channel. And I asked him, and this was when I was a bit younger, so I didn't really have the understanding and the idea of how embarrassing it is and how you just don't ask this question. But the first question I asked him, this was 2022, at the beginning of 2022, I said to him, how in this year are you going to be, and this is with all pure intentions, I wasn't trying to be a dick, it's just pure intentions, I'm a Titans fan, and I said, how do you this year get past that not passing the ball moment? And he laughed, and I could see how embarrassed he was, but he gave me a decent enough answer. But for anyone who's like an aspiring journalist or an aspiring content creator, if you don't want to have a good relationship, he didn't take it serious, he didn't take it bad because he knew my intentions. But if you don't want to have a good relationship with the community and also the players, then feel free to ask questions like that, and feel free to, pinpoint that moment. But if you want to have that good connection, don't kind of do that. Like, you can try and put that question in a different way. Like, you can obviously say, it was a tough year last year, very tough year. Certain moments obviously made it really, really tough comparatively to what could have been. How do you go on improving what could have been last year? That's a great way to put that question, rather than directly flat out saying you didn't pass the ball to David Fafita, or you didn't pass the ball to Corey Thompson. How do you fix that? How do you come back from that mentally? Whilst I get the decent question and that fans want to know it, you will lose any good rapport that you will have. It's not worth it. But lucky he knew where I was coming from. Seb says, if you want to type dumb stuff, at least stand on business, mind your opinion. Always stand on business. How do you this year get past ruining the Titans season? I hate you, Lagan. Hey, by the way, though, Lagan, thanks for reminding me about that. Lagan, in 2021, the Titans, when they got into the finals and had that disastrous game against the Roosters, which you've lost your last 3 games to the finals too, mind you. But in 2021, how did the Doggies go that year? They were good that year, Paddy Herbert, weren't they? Oh, man. That's a layup, bro. That's a layup. Third tackle at the 45. Do I think the Sharks made the 8 this year? Why would they not? They've made 2 prelims in a row. We won something that year. You definitely won something that year. No, you definitely won something that year, Lagan. 5 minutes to go here. It's 34-6 for the Eels. Fifth tackle. 31 likes and 100 people watching. Hit the button. Yeah, come on, guys. Let's get 9 more likes to hit the old 40. The friggin' 40. We'll be live for every game Rugby League next week. We've been here for all the preseason so far. We won't miss a single game Rugby League this year, so this is the place to be. Subscribe and hit that like button, you cats. If you don't like the video, then your team is going to be jinxed for at least the first 6 rounds of the season. You will lose all first 6 rounds of the season unless you're a Titans fan, because obviously we're never going to lose a game again, so it doesn't really matter. But I would appreciate your support and liking the video. So second tackle, and they'll get this ball to the 45. And I'll offload it. Third tackle now. 4 minutes left here. Luckily, the last round in 2021 was cancelled. What happened for you in the last round of 2021? Last round, 2021, what happened for you? Yeah, almost at 40k. We are. Yeah, we're almost on 40k. Eels, quick passing. They're away, and they will score. He's been good, Apatwaddle. This Apatwaddle guy, he's been pretty good for the Eels. Dogs pump the Tigers 38-0. Really? Really? And that's the year the Dogs won the spoon. Seb says, what if you support the 3 teams and one of them is the Titans? Seb, your only team is the Titans. That's it. But supporting 3 teams is dog shit. You're just a Titans fan, then you have 2 soft spot teams. That's fine. You can have as many soft spot teams as you want. You know, like for me, I'm a Titans fan, and I want my team to win always. But if the Titans aren't playing, then I have a soft spot team for the Sharks for my mum. I kind of have a relative soft spot team for Manly for Dad, but like I don't have, it's not anywhere near the Sharks. I have a soft spot for the Warriors because I'd like to see them do well, but also not before winning a cup before the Titans. Oh, I don't really care if they win a cup before the Titans, just not the Dolphins before the Titans. So I have a soft spot as well, probably for the Tigers, because I think their fan base is really passionate and I love them. I love them despite the fact that their fan base is the most annoying fan base nearly in the world. No, Parramatta is the most annoying fan base, but Tigers, their fans really get annoying, and they call me a hater because I give them a realistic opinion about their team. And I get called a hater all the time. So whilst I love you, I hate you as well. But I have a soft spot team for a lot of teams. But if you say you have more than one team, you're an idiot. If you say you have more than one soft top, if you say you have more than one team, you're a muppet. If you ever get asked who's your team and the word "end" comes up, you are a clown. If the word "end" features in your vocabulary when somebody asks you which team you support, you are an idiot. Idiot! Flat out, straight up, done dusted. Simple as that. No question about it. But if you have a soft spot team, fair play. But you better hope and want that your actual team smashes your soft spot team into oblivion, like just repeatedly punches them in the throat when they play each other. Eels are away again. Eels are away again. They're at the 40, offload on the inside, and Apatwaddle. He followed it up. They will be dropped the ball here, but he's been good. Would you give the exception of a second team if someone was from Papua New Guinea? For now, but make a choice when they come in. Make a choice. I had the choice as a 12-year-old whether I had the choice as a 12-year-old whether I went with the Broncos or I went with the Sharks or I went with the local team of the Gold Coast Titans who were just coming into the competition, and I made my choice. I don't respect it if you can't make a choice. You should be able to make a choice. You know, if you flip a coin, right, and this is if you're going to decide to go for McDonald's or KFC, right, and you say tails is McDonald's, heads is KFC. Flip that coin. Whatever one you're feeling like you want, right, you're going to either want heads or want tails because you feel like one more. That's the one you should go with. You should go, if it lands on tails but you want it to be heads, go to the demo, whatever the heads option was. And the same thing goes with sport. Go for the team your heart tells you. You can't love both the teams the same. It's not possible. There's gonna be an individual one there. There's gonna be one. Eels trying to go for the 50. They're not gonna get the 50, bro. It's a minute and a half to go. Sharks with the ball at 30. Pick one team. Exactly right. We had someone here last year come in and say they were a Panthers and a Storm fan. I said, get out. I said, leave. I told them to leave. I said leave. This isn't the streams for you. If you support the Panthers and the Storm, if you support the Panthers and the Storm, please leave. These streams are not for you. Third tackle at the 15. And now they'll be 10 metres out. Broncos and Panthers fan here. Well, unlucky for you, I know you're a Tigers fan. So we're going to leave you here just so that you can suffer alongside with us. 44 seconds to go here, preseason week 1. 39 seconds left here. Can the Sharkies score one more try? No, they're going to make a mistake. No, it's going to be fit tackle and just change over. And it says, Blaze, I'm at Paraleagues, that's why I haven't been in, but I'm here to a entertain house. You are here to an entertain house? I don't even know what that even means. You are here to an entertain house. If you're saying that you're with Hayden, can you please knock some sense into this bloke that this is a preseason game and that the Sharks have played nobody and you've played a more strong but not fully strong but a more strong team? Can you knock some sense into the bloke? I already had to knock some sense into him before. Substance Stories, I'll have a podcast, not podcast, sorry. Substance Stories, I'll put out a video, not this Monday, but next Monday. It's always the first week before the first game of the season. So Vegas games between the Cowboys and the Knights and the Bulldogs and Dragons is in 2 weeks' time. So not tomorrow, but in 2 weeks' time on the Monday, or a week and a half now, 8 days' time now, I'll put out a video where I'll do a full 17 preview of all the teams. So, Peter, I would class out this as a soft spot team, right? 40-6 is the final score here to the Eels. Peter, I'd class that as a soft spot team. Your old team is going to be a soft spot. But, well, actually, no, I need clarification on old team and new team. How do you have an old team and new team? If you're a Papua New Guinea fan right now, if you're from Papua New Guinea and you say support the Eels or support the Titans for Cooper Bye. So let's go and say you support the Titans for Cooper Bye. But then Papua New Guinea Chiefs come in probably 2-3 years' time, right? Then it's difficult, but you have to make the choice there. You either have the soft spot for the Titans, but you're probably going to forget about the Titans once Cooper Bye leaves. But you have a soft spot for the Titans and support Papua New Guinea all the way, or you support the Titans and then have a soft spot for Papua New Guinea. But you don't say, I'm a Titans and Chiefs supporter. Do you know what I'm saying? Tigers and Warriors. But why is there a new team here? Why is there an old team here? But anyway, guys, I'm going to have to jump up because the Eels have won. The Eels have won the game. They won 40 points to 6. The Eels, I'm sure, will get the bonus points of everything. Let's go have a quick look at the stats. They did get 5 tries. They scored 7 tries in total. They got 5 plus line breaks with the 7, so that's 13 points, 14 points, and the offloads was 14, so 10 plus, so that's 15 points. They will get the full amount of bonus points, which will put the Eels now up into... they will go above the Raiders into 3rd position. Obviously, next week, the Eels will have to still do well against, I think it's the Roosters. Yeah, Eels play the Roosters. So next week, guys, on Friday morning, very early in the morning, we have the Broncos taking on the Broncos taking on the, what's it called? The Broncos taking on the Hull KR. Broncos take on Hull KR in a... Sorry, I've just got a little bit distracted there. Broncos take on Hull KR at 2:30 my time, which is 4:30 a.m. Queensland, 5:30 a.m. Queensland, 6:30 a.m. New South Wales, 8:30 a.m. in Auckland in New Zealand. And then on Friday afternoon, we have the Warriors versus the Dolphins and the Tigers versus the Panthers. And then on Saturday, we have Sharks versus the Raiders, Roosters versus the Eels, and the Storm taking on the best team in the world, the Gold Coast Titans, before Sunday, Rabbitohs take on Manly. So anyway, we got there, guys. I'm tired. I've streamed a lot this weekend. Tonight, we'll be live for the Pakistan versus India game in about 4 hours' time. Do me a favour, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.